How's it going, guys? It's your boy Random Tall Guy. Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I got some really sad news. We're gonna get rid of the XJ.
Your future plans are for the Jeep?
Well, knowing myself like I do, I'm probably gonna drop all my financial aid money, not in books, but
honestly, this has been the most reliable vehicle I ever owned, and I own over 40 vehicles. Besides the major head gasket repair I did a couple years ago, honestly, this is the most reliable vehicle. I took it to so many road trips, so many off-roading, and it never let me stranded. And I really hammered the gas pedal on this vehicle. This vehicle, it has been the most reliable I ever owned. Now, that being said, the reason why I'm getting rid of this vehicle is not because I don't like it, and it's not because I'm getting bored of it. It's because I had no choice. I need to get rid of it. Recently, somebody basically drove into the front of my vehicle and they damaged a lot of components. And now I did the calculation, all the math, all the repairs I need to do so I can get this car basically safe again to drive out on the road. And honestly, the price to fix it is basically the same price as buying another XJ. These XJ are really cheap right now. Honestly, they were extremely high at one point, but I was checking through Facebook and Craigslist, and for some reason these Cherokees are going down again. For some reason, I guess during the COVID pandemic, people was asking a lot of money for these vehicles. Some people was asking for $7,000 for a piece of shit XJ, and there was rust everywhere, and the frame was all crumbled. And they wanted $7,000, but that stupidity, I guess, went away because now these Jeeps are affordable again, because I was just checking it today and yesterday and the day before. So our plans is to get rid of this XJ and just buy another XJ. But let me just show you the damage that the stupid guy have done to this XJ. Alright guys, if you take a look at it, you can clearly see the damage. The guy messed up my bumper, my grill, and also the AC condenser, the radiator, the power steering pump, the clutch fan is all bented and crushed. Now if you take a look over here, it's hard to see it, but the frame is bent all the way to the steering gearbox, so that's really bad. And of course the airbag deployed, both of them deployed. And there's a bunch of other miscellaneous stuff in there that I can't really remember, that needs to get replaced and fixed. So that being said, we're gonna get rid of this XJ. Now, as I mentioned, I basically crunched all the numbers to see, oh, maybe if I can save it. But honestly, I can just buy another XJ with that money. And also, there's a guy coming to look at it. He's gonna take it off my hands. And with the money I'm gonna receive, I'm just gonna buy another XJ. Honestly, this is a big bummer because I worked hard on this vehicle and the vehicle is pretty much rust free underneath. So that is basically what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of this vehicle and then we're gonna bring in another XJ. Alright guys, take a look at the new XJ I just bought. It took me about 2 months looking through a bunch of XJs, going through Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, checking out different XJs, and this is the one I decided to go with. Honestly, it was extremely hard finding one that is this clean. They're all rotted, they're all breaking down. A lot of them took a lot of abuse. This one is a survivor for what it is. And if you take a look at it, it's pretty damn clean. And the frame is 100% rust free. There is the common rocker panels that rotted away. The guy chopped it up so that the rust doesn't spread through. But it's not that bad. Honestly, I can live without the rocker panel. The Jeep is lifted. I believe that's a 3-inch lift because it looks so similar. The height is really similar to the black XJ. It's sitting on some 31 inch, I believe. Yeah, 31-inch tires all around, and these tire looks brand new. There's no dry rot, there's nothing weird. The alignment looks correct. But yeah, it's pretty clean. We're gonna take a look inside real quick. Of course, this is my scan tool that I brought with me to take a look at it. The carpets, that's the original carpet mat. It looks nice and clean. The seats are nice and clean. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. There's little grease stains and stuff like that, but overall the interior is 100%. And it has the original headliner, which is still intact and is not sagging at all. So I was really surprised about that. Same thing on this side. The bench seat is still in one tact. Nice and clean. I don't see any issues whatsoever with the interior. I'm gonna go ahead and pop the hood open. All right, and just like the black XJ, this one has the 4.0 liter 6-cylinder, same thing. The guy did tell me that he did a full tune-up, so he changed the oil, he flushed out the coolant multiple times. There's a new battery. He told me he did the spark plugs. He told me the AC is working. Basically, he did everything. I checked the air filter, that had been replaced as well. I believe the steering fluid has not been changed out, so I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna suck it up with a turkey baster and put some new fluid in there. Transmission fluid still looks new. Overall, it looks pretty good. Oh, he also told me he replaced the valve cover gasket. If you take a look right here, I believe him because that gasket looks new. Overall, there's not that much repairs I need to do. Of course, the Jeep is not perfect. If you look over here, it looks like this got chewed up by rust, and the guy tried to repaint it, but the paint is not matching, but it's whatever. Same thing on this side right here. The guy did tell me that the guy was trying to chop up the wheel wells to make it wider so it could fit bigger tires. And if you take a look over here, you got a grinder cut right here, right here, right here. He's gonna do basically the cut and fold. Maybe I should do that just to make it look pretty, or maybe I should just leave it. I don't know, maybe in the future. There is some rust forming right here. There's a lot of dents, like right here. I'm not sure what the heck happened. Maybe he had some kind of, you know, tailgate thing for the spare tire. There's a giant spider right there. There's another dent right there, another spider. A couple more dents right there. But overall, the body of the vehicle is not that bad. I don't see any rust besides what I mentioned on the opposite window. This passenger fender right here, of course, is a different fender. If you look at the color, the green does not match. He told me that this that the other fender was extremely beat up, so he just replaced it. I honestly don't mind. It's an old Jeep. Of course, there is a new stock bumper he installed because the other one was missing. The grille looks intact. The headlamps are still the original. Overall, everything looks fine. Same thing with the bumper in the back. It looks like he bought an aftermarket bumper and just slapped it on, because I believe the other guy took his steel bumpers away, so he needed to replace it. And there we go. The leaf spring he told me the leaf spring is fairly new, and I kind of believe him because it's not orange or rusty yet. It still looks black, so that's nice. But overall, the Jeep's run, drive, stops, everything works. Some guy did steal the catalytic converter before I bought it. If you take a look over here, it is gone. The big pumpkin catalytic converter is gone. But for this model, it does have two catalytic converters near the exhaust manifold. So I'm not getting a check engine light. He just took the one that was here. I guess that one is for like California emissions, because I know they're really strict and they tend to like double the amount of catalytic converters on their side over there. But I'm not getting a check engine light, so I'm not gonna replace a catalytic converter that I don't need in my state. There's two down here, and the oxygen sensors are still there, so that's fine. So yeah, this is the new XJ for the channel. This one is gonna replace the black XJ that got totaled. So yeah, it's really sad that the black XJ got totaled. It was extremely clean and everything. But what we're gonna do, we have another XJ and it's about the same. It has 31-inch tires, is lifted 3 inches up. So I did a full inspection of the car, and I did notice that it's missing the sway bar and link in the front here. Let me see if I can get in there. It's missing the sway bar and end links on both sides. And also, I also noticed that the sway bar in the back is broken and is missing one sway bar end link. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's kind of dark. It's missing the sway bars in the front and the back. So I was driving it down the road. I got used to it, the body roll. I don't really notice a difference with or without the sway bar, so we're just gonna leave it alone. If it becomes an issue, then I'll just get new sway bar end links and also new sway bars with the bushings and just slap it on there. Now there's two things that the guy did not change, which I think everybody in this world never changes. The guy did not change the front or rear differential fluid, and I also checked the transfer case fluid, and it's black. So in today's video, I'm gonna go ahead and replace the two fluids. So this right here is the transfer case. I believe this is, what is this one? A 231 transfer case model. So basically these take the automatic transmission fluid. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the fill plug first. This is a 10mm hex socket. Just go ahead and remove it. You can tell that the fluid is disgusting. So we're just gonna go ahead and put the fill plug to the side. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove the drain plug now. Same thing, it's gonna be a 10mm. There we go. Surprisingly, the drain plug was easier to remove. Nasty. Definitely nasty. Looks like this is the original fluid because it's pitch black and it's supposed to be red, I believe, or like a dark red. But this honestly is like gear. This is honestly like gear oil black. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and let that drain for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the drain plug back on and put in the new fluid. As I mentioned, it takes ATF fluid. So you can just get that from any Walmart, AutoZone, or O'Reilly's. All right, and to make it easier, I'm just gonna use this pump right here, and it just locks up in. And I'm gonna use this little pump, hand pump, and I'm just gonna pump the fluid in. Once it starts dripping out, then it should be all set. Alright, so I'm gonna let it drip a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the fill plug. Alright, the next one we're doing is the front differential. This one's pretty simple. We just need to remove all these bolts. I already went ahead and made the fill plug loose, so that is coming off. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all these. I believe these are 13mm, and then we can pry on this, and then all the fluid should drain. We're gonna clean it up, put some new RTV gasket, put the cover back on, and then fill it up. Alright, so I went ahead and I cleaned the front differential. There was a lot of mud in here. I went ahead, I blasted with brake cleaner. It looks nice and clean. The mating surface is nice and clean. So now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put some RTV, silicone RTV around it, and then I'm gonna put the lid back on. Alright guys, the front differential is done. I'm gonna let the RTV cure a little bit before I put the fluid back in. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and do the back one. It's gonna be the exact same steps as the front. This guy put a lot of RTV on this cover. I mean, look at this. This is like thick because this is extremely like stubborn to remove. This is why you shouldn't put a lot. All you need is a small bead around the whole perimeter. All right, much better. It took me about 30 minutes to clean this, and then another 10 minutes to clean the differential. It's nice and clean now. I made sure that I sprayed it with brake cleaner to remove any debris and little particles that might have got stuck in there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and same thing, gonna put a little RTV around it and then put the cover back on. Alright guys, so I drained both differentials and I put the cover back on. Now I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up with gear oil. I'm using 75W90 for this, for both sides, and then I should be all set. Alright guys, so I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I can't really think of anything else I need to repair at the moment. There's a few things I want to fix up or kind of like tighten or make it better, but I don't have the parts or the tools to do that right now. So I'm gonna end the video here. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you like the Jeep, give me a thumbs up. Honestly, I'm kind of digging this weird greenish color. So I definitely think this is a good purchase, and I think is a good replacement of the black XJ. I mean, the black XJ was mint. It was completely rust free, and I feel so bad that we had to total it. But at least this one is not that bad, and is definitely a clone of the black XJ, just in green. And it has a few issues, and it has a mismatched fender, and it has no rockers. But that being said, at least I have more things I can fix up, so I can make more videos, more how-to videos. Because I was looking up the stats, and it looks like my how-to videos for the XJ really helped a lot of people. Alright guys, so I'm gonna end the video here. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. Alright, see ya. Bye bye.